morning.
Good morning, Zach, friends, supervisors. Woodrow Wilson said some of the biggest men in the United States in the field of commerce, manufacture, are afraid of somebody. They're afraid of something. They know there's a power somewhere so organized, so subtle, so watchful, so interlocked, so complete that they better not speak above their breath when they speak in condemnation of it. The people of Kansas knew of the Pendergast Network, and the people of Chicago knew of the Torrio Capone Network, and New York's Tammany Hall was notorious. People knew what was in front of them. But the political machine in Monterey Bay best resembles Wilson's remarks. Very subtle, interlocked, complete, and pervasive. The people are kept in the dark about this machine that alters laws for nefarious purposes. They call it harmonization and reform. It becomes visible during the short time during elections. The network of endorsements elevates the political machine's candidates, so people can see this clearly in the upcoming elections. This reform is a radical color revolution conducted by the same central banks that conspired for the Arab Spring, the sacking of Greece, Argentina, and the Ukraine. In California, it's common cause. It's called California Forward. It comes from the very, very wealthy. It's a hybrid power group. The tax-exempt billionaire foundations inside California have been busting our Constitution for European-like rules that end self-government. They started off with $16 billion for California Forward. That's 3 times the monies used by the National Endowment that successfully overthrew the Ukraine earlier this year. That's merely for one lobby in California. It's funded by the very rich, the tax-exempt foundations, the Hewlett-Packard, $7 billion tax-exempt money. They finance the Center for Investigative Reporting, but you can bet you'll never learn the truth from them about that. And on their site, they show their sponsors for their work. It's Google, Coca-Cola, the German Marshall Fund, ExxonMobil, Goldman Sachs, Raytheon, and NATO. Common Cause and California Forward is looking out for the good guy, right, the 1%, I mean the 99%. Another foundation is the Haas Foundation. The Haas Foundation is run by Ira Hirschfeld. He's a member of Rockefeller's Council on Foreign Relations, previously Director of Philanthropy for Rockefeller Family Associates. I've only got 10 seconds, but I'll continue with the various foundations that run the political machine in this area, including the Bill Gates Foundation that owns and purchased all 3 newspapers in this district.
Thank you.
Yes, as in a lot of these organizations, you'll find that the members of the Council on Foreign Relations and Trilateral Commission are at the heart of this conspiracy. Here we find the German Marshall Fund with 13 members of the Council on Foreign Relations, 3 members of the Trilateral Commission, are trustees of the German Marshall Fund. The German Marshall Fund was set up after the Marshall Plan in Europe, which was designed to create a European Union for the central banks. The same operation is happening here in the United States and by the political machine in the Monterey Bay area. And that is being consummated by California Forward and the conspiratorial activities of people like Fred Keeley and Bruce McPherson, funded by a billion-dollar foundations. And their cover is given by the 3 newspapers that are owned by the Bill Gates Foundation.